You're tuned in to episode 98 of Living Well-Rounded. Y'all, I can't believe we are only 2 episodes away from our season finale. 6 seasons and almost 100 episodes in. Wowzers, where the hell has the time gone? I have no idea. I cannot believe I've cranked out 100 episodes just about. Can't believe it. I love this show and I love this platform so much. It has been one of my biggest blessings. And it is also my hope and prayer that something said in this episode or any others that you have heard so far has impacted you in some way. Positively, of course. That is always the goal. Today, we are going to have a candid conversation, my favorite kind of conversations, about the things that we don't see. Oftentimes, the things we can't see. So I want to dive right in, get into it. So buckle up and let's go. You ready? Let's do it.
Hey there, friend. Welcome to the Living Well-Rounded podcast, a curated space for those of us seeking an intentional life filled with grace, passion, and purpose. I'm your hostess, Geomyra, wife, mama, life and biz coach, educator, dessert fanatic, and on the ultimate mission to get you closer to your idea of what it means to live well-rounded. Right here is where you'll find exceptional resources, noteworthy tips, community, and relatable stories, no matter what season of life you're in. Take a break, cozy up, hang out with me for a bit, and let's dive in.
As a person that lives with a chronic condition on a daily basis, I thought it was time that we discuss the idea of what is not outwardly visible. That's because a lot of us are on autopilot and not always aware of what is going on around us. We are not always aware of the pain and suffering of the people that we love, the people that we work with, the people that we are sometimes even married to. A lot of us naturally conceal and hide the pain that we may be experiencing. We don't want to shine a light on the things that aren't always perfect in our lives. Who wants the world to know that we aren't having the best day? We don't want anyone to worry about us. At least I know I don't a lot of the time. We don't see a need to share our woes or our heartbreak with everybody, or sometimes even anybody. But friend, I want you to think about the impact of not sharing. What happens when we hide, when we run from our heartbreak, our grief, our pain, and our suffering? Who benefits from that? The answer? No one. No one benefits from us suffering in silence. No one benefits from us not sharing our feelings, our thoughts, and our concerns. It is a lonely life when you keep things bottled in. When you live with secrets that eat you alive. Things are not always what they seem. When you scroll IG, I'm sure the assumption is that the person with the pretty feed is living their best life and have it all together. Hashtag lies. We are all struggling through something. We all have issues and worries that keep us up at night. We are all human with insecurities, trying to figure out this thing called life. But we're also doing this together. I want to remind you, friend, that things aren't always what they seem. Although we put a smile on our faces, we show up wearing the fancy outfit and sassy shoes and going on these nice trips and whining and dining and networking and hanging out with all the cool and fun people. But on the inside, we are just trying to figure it out and make it to the next day. Don't look at the person to the right or to the left of you and make the assumption that they have it all together. Pause right there. I want you to think of someone that actually has it all together. I don't know anyone that has it together. Even the people that I admire and the people that may be my mentors, I know they don't have it all together because it's just not possible. Okay? I want to remind you, friend, that we are all struggling through something. Don't give your friend or even your foe the side eye and a fake smile and assume that life is all good. No, it is not, because we just said no one has it all together. It is not possible to have it all together. It is not possible to not feel the pains, the struggles, the heartaches that come with day-to-day life doing business, doing mommyhood, doing daddyhood, and just doing boss work as well. However, sometimes the difference between the person you see that has a smile on their face and you internally struggling could be that they may have asked for help. They may have put together a support team to guide them through. Perhaps they have gained a mentor, a partner, or support coach to help them over the hurdle. We never know who was working in the background and what help they may have tapped in. A lot of us are doing life with help, on top of more help. Personally, I don't know where I would be without my support system and my team and my incredible family and group of friends. I'm able to show up, serve, and get through another day because I have them in my life. Between my family members and the help within my home and the support that I have within my business, they make it possible for me to show up, to deliver, to serve, and to do the things that I love. I don't talk about my condition, fibromyalgia, as much as I should. I plan to do that more maybe in the next season and only share because, again, it's a reminder that things aren't what they seem. My condition specifically is one that they call the invisible condition and chronic illness because you cannot see what is going on the inside. And a lot of times we may look like we're fine on the outside, but we're internally suffering on a day-to-day basis. So things aren't what they seem, but the other side of it is you also have to know when to tap in help and to just ask for a lifeline and to know that you are not the only one going through this thing called life, the struggles, the triumphs, and all the things that come with it. So on IG, you may see me traveling, working with my clients, celebrating life, and just looking like I'm having a damn good time. I am a lot of the time. But you know what? Life is still hard. There are hard days. There are challenging moments. And there are days where I can barely get out of the bed. There are days when I question a whole lot. There are days when I question the man upstairs. There are days where I question, the whole why me? A lot of the times. But there are questions that, I crave answers to. And I know in my heart of heart, I will never get those answers to. But behind the smiles and the curated feeds, again, things aren't what they see. I know personally that I'm not alone in my struggles, and so I do try to share. And I say all this because I want to encourage you that if you are going through something, if you're not in the best season of your life, instead of putting all the pretty on social media, instead of acting like everything is all right, be vulnerable. Share with someone. Let them in. Let them know that you may need their help. Let them know that you may just need a shoulder to cry on. You may need a distraction. You may need help in some way. Because even though you look okay, things aren't what they seem. I have to give myself a pep talk a lot of the time when my friends call and they check in. Hey, checking in. How you doing? Shout out to my guy, Ty. He always calls and checks in on our Sunday chats just to see how I'm doing. And I've allowed myself to be vulnerable where I feel safe with certain friends because if I'm not sharing with them, they're not able to love on me and give me what I need in those moments. My girlfriends always have my back. Same thing with my husband and my siblings. But that is something that I've had to learn to do over the years, which is to share and not feel like I always have to be the strong friend. There's that saying that you got to check in on your strong friends. And the reality of it is I couldn't know that to be more true, in this life that I'm living right now. The reason I share all of this is I just want us all to do better with how we judge and how we look at people. I don't want you or me to be so quick to judge or to have envy towards someone that we may see looking like they have it all together. They may look like they have it all together, but deep down, it could just be shambles when they get home. Deep down, they could just hate their job. Deep down, they could be regretting certain decisions that they made. Deep down, they may be questioning everything because things are not what they seem. I don't want us to secretly harvest feelings that make us feel icky when we see someone around us showing up and looking like they have it all together because, friend, they don't. I am the living well-rounded queen, working daily to curate a life that feels fulfilled. That is one of my life's missions. I'm committed to it. I literally get paid to help others do the same thing. But do I fall short some days? Absolutely, I do. Do I have doubts about a ton of things on a daily basis? Hell yeah. But do I try to show up and do better at each chance that I get? You know it. I want to encourage you to just be a bit kinder to those that you see around you. But most importantly, I want you to be kinder to yourself because you are not alone. When we are kinder to those around us, we are blessed in the process. When we check in on our friends, they will remember those small gestures. Actually, those aren't small gestures. Let me rewind that. That is a big gesture to check in on someone, to let them know that you are thinking about them, to let them know that someone is thinking about you. You are on somebody's mind, on someone's heart, and that you are worthy of them stopping what they're doing to check in on them. So make sure you check in on your friends because they will remember it and they will appreciate it. I promise you that. When you put others before yourself, it will be paid forward. I want you to make a note to check in with that friend that I just mentioned. Check in with your friend or that family member. Why, G? Like, why do I need to do that? Is that what you're thinking over there? Because they may be secretly struggling and may need that shoulder to cry on. They may need a few words of motivation and encouragement. They may need that listening ear that I mentioned earlier. That friend has maybe experienced a breakup and they just don't know where to go or who to trust. Maybe you're that person for them. The friend that may have gotten laid off may need those words of encouragement, or heck, they may need you to even say, hey, do you know someone that can help me in the type of field that I'm interested in? You just never know. Conversations lead to doors being opened, but you have to be mindful of that as well. I also want you to think about this. There may be a friend who may have been down and out during the beginning of the pandemic, and they still may need your love. They still may need those words of encouragement. They are trying to bounce back. They may have lost a hell of a lot, during that time. We are all still trying to fully bounce back from that ordeal. It was a hell of a lot. We know that. There is so much trauma that occurred over the past few years that it may take some deep healing for a lot of people to feel like they're okay what this new version of their new norm looks like. So many lives were lost. So many people were impacted that it's just wild to think about. But you know what else came from that situation? Some of us discovering just how resilient we are. There are some folks that have been released from a weight that was holding them back. Those same people are now able to thrive in a new space and environment that feels good. There are relationships that have blossomed over the past few years, which is incredible to see. Families getting closer, people just really tapping into being okay with the people in their inner space and inner circle. I try to focus more on the good stuff, but also being aware that sometimes we have to be mindful that our love and support are needed as well for people that may not be where we are right now mentally. Open your eyes, friends, and look around you. Go in the direction of love, light, positivity, and spaces that allow you to grow. Because my hope is that you have a safe place to be vulnerable if needed. My prayer is that you can be the support and peace that someone is seeking, that you can open up, that you can be transparent, that you can walk and live in your true, authentic self, unapologetically, not afraid of people judging you, because hell, nobody's stuff is all the way together. Not possible, not happening. And once we all accept that, it will just feel just like it's much better space to live and to grow from each other. Okay. My prayer, like I said, is that you will find that peace and that you will also be the support and that you can be that peace for someone else. That is always a goal and something that I am personally working towards. And again, we are in it together. Things aren't always what they seem, but now that we are even more aware of that, it is time for us to step up, to do the work, to let people in, and to just search out our friends that may need a little bit more connection, a little bit more love, a little bit more support. Now that we know, we learn, we do better, we hold ourselves accountable, and we just walk differently, knowing that we need to take the blinders off, walking differently, knowing that everybody is struggling in some way, going through something. May not be right now, but at some point, it may be the case further down the line. So open your eyes and be available to those people that may need you. That is my message. Don't just think about yourself. Think about the other people. Once you love, support, and encourage them, you will be blessed in the process, and you will get all the things that you need as well. Thank you, friend, for tuning in. Quick and to the point episode. A reminder that things aren't what they seem. A reminder that we need to show up for our friends. A reminder that we need to show up for ourselves by opening up and being who we need to be in this season. Okay? Oh, man. Almost 100 episodes. Almost at 100. How did it happen? I don't know. I'm looking at episode numbers here and I'm like, how did this happen? I'm loving it. So keep rocking with us as we crawl toward our milestone, our 100th episode. I don't even know how we're going to celebrate. I'm not sure what episode 100 looks like. But in between between episode 100 and this episode, we have another great episode with a special guest. So I'm excited about that. So keep rocking with us. Let me know that you're tuned in over on IG, screenshot, tag, share. You know the drill there. I am at I Am Living Well-Rounded over on IG. Also, hang out with me on Facebook. I'm over there as well. Don't forget to leave us a review and a rating on Apple Podcasts or Spotify. I would appreciate that so much. Until next time, friend, stay safe, stay positive, do yourself a favor, focus on what matters most, go love on someone else, go spread joy wherever you go, whatever you do, wherever you are. Bye.
Thanks for kicking it with us, Well-Rounder. Share this goodness with your squad and drop us a quick review. Get notified of new episodes by hitting the subscribe button. Until next time, seek a well-rounded life and remember to focus on what matters most.